From placing water in the nether to a secret pet that only pros know how to get. These are Minecraft things I bet you didn't know were possible. Did you know in recent Minecraft versions you can actually clutch without any items? All you need to do is hit crouch and space just before landing, and voila! I'm alive! One thing only pros know is if you push yourself into the end portal from underneath with a piston, you won't spawn on the main end island, and instead will spawn at your overworld coordinates in the end, which can make tons of super deadly traps. Soul Sand already slows your player down a ton, but adding ice below will make you move even slower. But there's a way to be even slower. Cobwebs! You now have the slowest floor known to man. But if you're fast enough, you can actually use a bow and arrow to break minecarts and boats to troll your friends. Just make sure you got good aim, or you might just pull a JF Kennedy. And while we're at it, did you know evokers can turn blue-dyed sheep into red-dyed sheep? Yeah, pretty wild. Who knew they hated blue? And if red isn't your favorite color, harming potions are super useful for taking out those dreaded mobs or enemies. But when it comes to zombies, these potions actually heal them. I suppose they're dead anyway. So if you want to kill a zombie, throw a healing potion at them to damage them instead. Nice attention to detail, Mojang. Turns out locking is easier than you think. And you can add a glass pane to a map to lock it, meaning it won't update if anything changes. This can be great for documenting the progress of your base over time, or creating a permanent design of an upside-down T. If you bring bottles with you to the end fight, you can actually pick up the purple particles the dragon shoots at you. These are called potions of dragon's breath, and can be used to craft tipped arrows or lingering potions. I just wish you'd brush first. But as it turns out, Mojang might want to brush past some older Minecraft snapshots too. As in an old snapshot, you could actually grow furnaces? By using a command to spawn a pumpkin with an impossible growth phase, a furnace would grow out of the ground underneath it. Shulkers can be super annoying when they hit you with their levitation balls. Trust me, I know. But these balls can actually hit other mobs as well, causing them to fly high into the sky. Who knew their balls were so powerful? Not me. Definitely not me. Everyone knows that if you name a sheep Jeb, it will turn rainbow. But most people don't know is that you can actually name a rabbit Toast to unlock Toast! Okay, not really, but it does have a secret texture. It's a reference to a developer's old pet. And although it's not exactly rainbow, at least this guy has meaning. It's common knowledge that dispensers can't place blocks. But did you know that dispensers are actually able to place blocks if it means they can summon a golem or the wither? Dispensing a carved pumpkin on top of 2 snow blocks will create a snow golem, just as if you place the block there. A pretty cool way to win a bet and scam your friends out of their hand-earned diamond. Or just do it for fun. But come on, who does that? Most players beat the Ender Dragon by taking out all the crystals and then hitting it with a sword. But excuse you? I watched Dream back in the day, and not only have I seen his face before he put the mask back on, but even I know that you can skip this process entirely by waiting for the dragon to perch and then using beds to blow it up. Take that, American military! Cactuses are able to destroy items when thrown at them, but they are the only block that can do this. Dropping an anvil on some items from 4 blocks or higher will instantly destroy those items. Pretty cool. The invisibility potion is great for hiding from your friends, or to sneak past mobs, but for some reason, villagers will still look at you, even if you're completely invisible. The same thing happens with enchanting tables, so if you're trying to spy on your friends, make sure a villager don't snitch on you. In Minecraft Bedrock, zombified piglins have a very small chance to spawn into the other world when a nether portal is first lit, which can make for a very scary surprise. Some players, however, have capitalized on this to make overpowered piglin farms that give infinite gold and resources. When you load an arrow or firework rocket into a crossbow, it'll update the icon to your hotbar to let you know which one it has in it. But if you drop the crossbow on the ground, the crossbow no longer shows what item it has in it, at least until you pick it up again. So try not to drop your firework crossbow into a pile of normal ones. Okay, let's be honest, no one is doing that. Mob heads are extremely rare, but most players never even bother to collect them. Well, that changes today! Did you know that wearing a zombie head actually reduces their detection range by 50%, allowing you to blend in with them and live out your days as a zombie? I love brains! Did you know it's actually possible to ban yourself from a single-player world? All you have to do is cram a bunch of weird text into a book, then fill an entire shulker box with them. The information is just too much for Minecraft to handle, so it'll just ban you. I'm not sure why you'd want to do this, but hey, it's possible. Curing a zombie villager takes forever, but what most people don't know is you can actually speed up this process. For whatever reason, placing beds and iron bars around the villager will actually speed up the curing process by about 4%, which sure isn't that much, but hey, every second counts. If you think placing water in the nether is impossible, well, you're wrong. On this specific Minecraft snapshot, Mojang messed up and accidentally allowed players to bring water into the nether. If you placed a piece of glow lichen in water, then sheared the glow lichen and silk touch, placing this piece in the nether would cause water to start flowing everywhere, allowing me to fulfill my dreams and create a water paradise. Okay, just joking, this is a texture pack. Foxes can hold items in their mouths, but they won't just hold the item. After a while, they'll attempt to eat it if it's a food item. This means foxes are able to teleport when eating a chorus fruit, and if they eat something like a suspicious stew, they'll actually gain the effect from that as well. Just about everyone knows knows that sticks are a terrible fuel source when it comes to smelting items. But if you're poor and that's all you have, I got you covered. Use a crafting table to turn them into ladders, which will make your sticks much more effective as a fuel source. The Wither is definitely not the friendliest of mobs, but if you've always wanted to befriend the guy, there's a way! A secret April Fool's snapshot called the Love and Hugs update. Oh, so cute. Turns the Wither into a friendly pink mob that actually heals everything around it. Who knew he had such a soft side? I love you, Withy. That's his name. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but amethyst clusters and geodes actually produce light. It's not a very bright light, but if you wanted to create a bar with ambient lighting, it actually works pretty well. If you're looking for a creative way to get lots of colorful wool for your survival world, one of the best places to look is actually woodland mansions. As it turns out, these mansions can have up to 13 different colors of wool blocks inside of them. Just make sure you don't bring shears though. Speaking of mansions, Vindicators will stop at nothing to murder entire villages worth of villagers, but they're not completely heartless. Even though they're happy to kill tons of adult villagers, Vindicators will actually refuse to target baby villagers. But that isn't going to slide in my book, because there's actually a way around this. If you're on Bedrock Edition, naming a Vindicator Johnny will turn him into a psychopath, and he'll go on a rampage, regardless of age. That's more like it! Cave noises have been the #1 enemy of my soiled underpants. But did you know you can actually predict exactly when these will happen? Simply press F3 and wait for the mood percentage to hit 100%, and when it does, the sound will play. Or just turn your sound off. I'm still not taking the risk. When it's snowing outside, snow layers will pile up on top of all the blocks around you, sometimes even stacking up to the size of a full block. But for some reason, there are 2 blocks in the entire game that this doesn't happen to. Both ice and packed ice are immune to snowfall, and even trying to manually place snow on them doesn't work. This isn't the case with blue ice though, even though they're almost the exact same. I bet you didn't know that after using a sponge, if you put in a furnace and use a lava bucket as fuel, you will receive not only your dry sponge in return, but the water bucket in the fuel slot will be filled right back up with water. Nice attention to detail, Mojang. Most players know that there are 2 types of cows, regular cows and mushrooms. But what most people don't know is that there's actually a secret hidden 3rd type of cow. During a thunderstorm, if a mushroom is struck by lightning, it'll turn into the ultra-rare brown mushroom. This special type of mushroom can give you suspicious stew, instead of the boring old mushroom stew that a regular mushroom gives. Gross. For some reason, when turtles are struck by lightning, they turn into wooden balls? What is this, Mojang? Almost everybody knows that sunflowers in Minecraft always face east, but there's actually another plant that does this kind of similarly. Pumpkin stems will always point northwest. Dirt and grass blocks appear to be basically the same, but something you might not have noticed is that grass blocks actually take a tiny bit longer to mine than dirt blocks. The same is also true for stone and cobblestone. Even though they seem to be the same thing, cobblestone takes just a little more time to mine. Bet you didn't know that. You can actually equip villagers with armor by shooting it onto them with a dispenser. You won't see the armor appear on the villager, but they'll get all the effects from it, including not just increased defense, but all the enchantments as well. If you're starting a new world and looking for diamonds, this tip will save you tons of time. For whatever reason, diamonds are more likely to spawn below big pools of water on the surface, meaning you don't even need to risk running through big caves to find them either. Just be careful, because digging straight down never seems to end well. Subscribe!